He's afraid to mess up his hair.
No, my holiday celebration is this. Sonia noticed it right away, immediately. Do you guys know what that is?
Don, do you know what that is?
Yeah, Momentum Builder. What was that?
2019.
The original?
2019, the OG.
The OG. I like it.
You know why that we know it's 2019?
Oh, yeah, there we
It's
go.
a collar. You don't wear collared shirts anymore.
Right?
That's it. You look like an HVAC guy or something.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say the same thing. Are you working a car wash right now?
I'll take that as a compliment.
No, don't.
All right,
That is
everyone
not
put
a
in chat, what does
compliment.
Am
Gino
I
look
the
like right now?
and Mike Diamond and your plumber smells good too.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully you guys are ready for some fun today.
Woo.
And we want you to engage. Those little reactions at the bottom, some of you are already using them. That's going to be fun. This is our holiday special. So we definitely want some fun and some engagement and all that good stuff.
And
Yeah,
don't worry, if your shitter's full, Gino will be right over.
Hey,
Wow.
hey, Clark, shitter's full.
There's no metaphor in that statement given this year, is there?
Couldn't help it.
Well,
Right.
2024 is almost over, so shitter's full.
So what? So last year the theme of Momentum Builder was reboot, and what the early for 25 is drain the shitter.
Right?
All right, change the marketing, Sasha. Need
Clear
a
it
whole
out. Clear the shit out.
Enough with the Santa hat. Okay, I'm getting harassed to find a Santa hat. I'll be back.
Okay, bye.
All right, let me
All
text
right.
my wife here. See if she brings one down to me. She's upstairs.
All right.
I'm dying right now.
All right, let us know where you're from. That's always cool in the chat. That way you know you're alive and you're not just showing up and multitasking, because this is going to be some fun and we want your reactions. We want you guys to be involved. Filthy Philly with
Philly?
Katrina. We
Oh,
know where you're from,
no.
Katrina.
Oh, Florida in the house.
Santa Rosa. All right. Oh, what's up, Martin? Up in Puyallup.
Illinois. Oh my God, you guys are from all over the place. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless you're
Marty,
from
of
or know
course,
Puyallup,
Washington.
you can't pronounce it.
Elgin, Illinois.
Oh, good. We got some Orlando.
Ooh, Minnesota.
Sweet.
Probably cold there, huh? Minnesota. Oh, Portland. Actually,
Dude,
Craig will
who's
be there in a
Eldorado-
few.
Hey, who's in El Dorado Hills? Stacy. I'm in El Dorado Hills.
What are the chances, right?
Yeah. How do we not know each other?
Now you
Or
are.
do we?
Oh,
Now you do.
see?
By the way, Stacy, I'm going to
We
the
do.
opening
We
night
met
of a
last
new
year. You
restaurant
just got
tonight.
called out.
What's that?
She said you met last year. You just got called out.
That's right. As soon as I said that, I'm like, no, we have met. That's right.
Yeah.
78 degrees in Orlando. It's about the same here in Cali, too. Jeff Scott. Good to see you, Jeff. Thanks for jumping on, buddy. He's one of our friendly competitors and a good dude. Good dude in the industry. We always like it. We don't battle against each other. We just try to help our clients. I love that. And Craig and Barry. And Barry's calling you out. Jason Gardella in the house.
He wants to talk. Yes.
Oh.
Go ahead, Jason. Bring him on. Why not?
Yeah, let's see
Mr.
what
Gino
Jason's got
anyway.
to say.
Jason, what you got? Come off mute, buddy.
And where's your camera?
Hey, I was just trying to say I was from the ATL. That's all. I was trying to type in there. It's not my bad.
Oh, you're good. Do you have a Christmas hat on? Because if so, you know.
I don't have a Christmas hat on, unfortunately. I need to find one. Huh?
And
Yeah.
Jason, you related to Johnny?
I am. That's my brother, my older
I
brother.
thought so.
Oh,
Your
right
voice
on.
is very similar. That's why I'm like, you
Totally.
have to be related.
Yeah, he's in Nashville now. I'm down in Atlanta.
Man, your voices are a lot alike.
That's
Holy
funny.
crap.
We get that a lot. We get that a lot.
Yeah, we love our Johnny.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for jumping on, man.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
give them a hug for us if you see them over the holidays. If not, just send our love.
Very
Certainly will.
God.
Certainly will.
That's cool. Very cool. Well, thanks for being on the call, dude. You're going to be in Dallas with us?
You're on mute again.
All right. Well,
Oh, we might have lost him, but his answer was a resounding yes.
okay. Right?
Oh
I couldn't find my hat, but I got Santa.
Oh my goodness, Gino.
Where is that Santa from?
downstairs by the fireplace.
No, I know, but like that's like 1974 Santa. That's pretty cute. Oh my God, I'm dying. All right, Craig, please get us started.
You ready?
Yeah. Let's.
No, I'm like chatting to some people on the side over here, so I'm not even paying attention.
Hey, not all of life is hard work. We have to have a little fun.
Dig it. All right, there's so many things going on right now. All right, let's get going here. So, by the way, Sasha and Don and Gino and everybody here, like, I've been really excited about this call this week. You know, I mean, I do podcasts, I'm on this stuff all the time, just like you guys, but I'm like really excited about today because, you know, here we are, right? Like, obviously, the time in the year, we got holidays coming up, and let's just roll your shoulder for a second. Do me a little favor. Let's ground ourselves, take a breath. Everybody listening out there, just let's find our namaste. You know, everyone just kind of ground for a second. Like, let's just be in the moment. So this is going to be a really, really cool conversation. So I want to share with you guys, this is the framework that here's how I've always approached a new year. And I've certainly crystallized this more as I've, you know, gotten more into the coaching, you know, world, obviously. And I've been leading this conversation all week. Some of you guys see my content. If you guys saw my newsletter, there's the article I wrote about. So this is the best way to exit a new year and then enter a new year. So I want to guide this conversation. All right, so here's step one. This is the first thing. So I want everybody in the audience, and please use the chat. Please chime in as we're going to engage this conversation. So here's the first thing I want everyone to think about. Okay, it's this statement right here. Wow, what a difference a year makes. What a difference a year makes. So I want all of us, everyone in the audience, you guys, let's reflect for a second. And here's why. Because we want to look backwards and measure all of our progress throughout the year, our opportunities, the challenges we met, the people that came in our lives, how they impacted us, how we impacted other people. All that progress, because what we're doing here is we're right, gap in the gain, for those that read this, we're energizing a gainful mindset. That's right. We're energizing a gainful mindset. So we have to look backwards and measure our progress. If we're only looking forwards and thinking about progress, well, fear lives in the future and we're chasing a horizon. That's right. That's right. So if we're looking backwards, we're energizing a gainful mindset and we're looking at all that amazing progress we've made. And I want to add this one last point before we engage this discussion. As we're looking upon our year, and there's been plenty of challenges in our year. All of us, mortgage, real estate adjacent, everything else, plenty of challenges, plenty of I'm stuck, plenty of frustrations. I get it. I want to offer you this mindset perspective. Brace for impact. Good or bad is just the meaning we give it.
Ooh, I like that.
Good or bad is just the meaning we give it. So when we look back on our trials and tribulations, the challenges met. And look, I'm a very easy case study here, right? I had cancer. Not this last year, but 3 years ago, I was sitting in a chemo chair getting chemo. Right now, 3 years ago, staring upon treatment.
Wow.
I can look back on that and I've associated a positive, good memory and feeling from that. It doesn't mean it was fun going through it. It fucking sucked. And I don't like the sex. I never want to repeat that again. All the nauseas and the pain and everything else, staring it down. But the deeper relationship with my wife and my daughter, how I was able to tackle that challenge, that effect I got over it, the relationships that all of us, and Sasha, you and I didn't even know each other then. By the way, Sasha, you entered my life in not this last year, but a little bit the year before. But I'm grateful of that relationship. You are someone newer in my life. You know, Don and Gino, you were there for me, obviously, in the years in the past, right? I have an associated positive feeling with that season of my life. So I know this has been a challenging year for a lot of people and challenging things have happened. Good or bad is just the meaning we give it. Doesn't mean it doesn't suck in the moment, but there's likely something we're learning from. It's positioning us into something better in our future, all the different things. So, wow, what a difference a year makes. A few things have happened here.
I was going to say, I'm going to jump on that gratitude bandwagon, Craig, because it's not a bad way to start this call is with gratitude. And
this is the time of year to do that.
Yeah. And so, you know, you think about the year and you think about, man, like you said, it was a turd of a year for a lot of reasons, but it was a great year for other reasons. And something that I and I never remember. I'd love to give credit to the person I learned this from, but I'll never remember. But I think it's Darren Hardy. He says the difference between successful people and not successful people is how long is your pity party. Might have been Hal Elrod.
It's Hal Elrod.
It's Hal
5
Elrod,
minutes,
right?
He gets 5 minutes.
Yeah, time box it.
Minutes.
Yep.
And I really was able this year to embrace that concept in the fact that there is no such thing as a bad day. There are only bad moments within the day. And because I don't have time to lose one of my 365 days to a bad day. I just can't. My life is way too important to lose a whole day. So if you're able to compartmentalize and fractionalize those things that are difficult and maybe have a bad hour, a bad 6 minutes, a bad 12 minutes, a walk away. I know, Craig, you love to go for walks when things get tough. So that's one thing that I'm grateful for. And then control the things you can control. Because then you can get gains there, right? So I just looked back yesterday. I went to the doctor the day before yesterday. I went to my annual physical. I lost 45 pounds this year.
Nice.
It's great. But the nice thing about it is that was something within my control.
Nice. A pound a week. Not bad.
Something within my control. So that's why I wanted to do that exercise is when life feels like it's doing things to you, you can lean on the things that you have control over and say, the things I control, I'm excelling at. The things I can't control are just outside of my control, and I deal with those better than most. And that's the
doesn't happen to you. Life happens for you.
Yeah.
Wow. What a difference a year makes.
No doubt.
Gino, think of
Sasha, you've
everything
gone
you've
through a lot
accomplished.
this year too.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have. And a lot of you on this call have. Guarantee it. I mean, we have a team. We know our team. A lot of them on this call have had a challenging year, but together we've gotten through it. And here we are ready to start 2025. And the beautiful thing is what we've been pressing for our team. And Craig, you'll appreciate this because I know you're our coach. So we get a lot of this from you, is the fact that we want to go into 2025 with an abundance mindset, believing that 2025 is going to be a better year. Now, so we go, well, how do you know? It doesn't matter. If I go into the year feeling it's going to be better, I guarantee it's going to be because I'll make it better. If you go in with, we'll see, well, that's what you're going to get. But our team is going into 2025 leaning hard that we're going to grab our market share. We're going to have a great year. We're going to enjoy our year and we're going to be thankful every year. And it's going to be a better year just because of that. I believe mindset's everything.
So Don, I want to pull that a little bit. Right. And the second part of this is we're going to go eyes forward. But right now, I want you to think about, because obviously with everything that's happened with Momentum Builder and Sales Mastery and how this has come together and all of us working together at a close relationship, Don, talk a little bit about the progress. I mean, here we were a year ago right now, staring at 2024. Tell me a little bit more about the progress you have made, maybe some of the opportunities, some of the people, some of the challenges you've overcome. Talk a little bit about the progress you've made or you've seen in any aspect of your business or your life.
Well, I'll start off with one. You don't know what you don't know sometimes unless you grind through it. So, everybody's seen that Momentum Builder is now acquired Sales Mastery. But if you knew what Gio and I have gone through for the last 7 years, Craig knows. Sasha has a really good idea now. Sonia on this call definitely knows. Poor thing. Katie knows what it took to continue on our path because we believed in our path. We believed in impacting others. I wrote down something that you said at the beginning of the call is how many people have you impacted? Because if you have that goal, it's amazing how you come out of this. So Gino and I really started Momentum. But believe me, it's not a moneymaker. We're into it. I was just talking to one of our assistants and where our goal is, and we're into this investing. We won't call it a cost, but we've invested, close to $1.5 million to create Momentum Builder. And if we didn't stick with our belief and goal, and believe me, I wanted to quit. Gino's wanted to quit many times because we knew that during this toughest 2.5 years in our industry, that was going to be tough to make a profit with our event. But we believed in what our goal was and our legacy play, which was to help others and give them the resources and the opportunity for success. And we stayed with it. And wow, I appreciate you asking that question because look at us now. Because we stuck with our goal and our belief and our standards, meaning we made sure that our
Yes.
events created true value. It wasn't a show. It wasn't about Don and Gino. It was about you. And it was about our speakers bringing their A game and being givers. And it created this opportunity to now for Gino and I to align with one of our mentors. I mean, the guy that taught me the business, and I looked up to all these years. Just to even be on a stage was amazing. And to think now that we're aligned with Todd Duncan and Sales Mastery and have this opportunity now to reach out to thousands is an amazing thing I would have not seen at the beginning of the year. So yeah,
That
you
I was
never
going to
know.
ask you that question, Don, and you don't have to disclose this information, but right now, last year, was purchasing sales mastery on the table? Was
We were
that
talking about it,
okay?
but
Was it a reality?
it wasn't reality. No, we were just talking about it because we were smart enough to reach out for our goals. Gino always throws out there, throw your big, hairy, audacious goals out there because you don't know.
BX.
Never
Well,
short on those, Don.
yeah, and thankfully I
No.
reached out to Todd and made the call and said, "Hey, what are you doing with sales mastery? Who's carrying on your legacy? Who's going to make sure it's carried on correctly? Are you doing it again? If you aren't doing it with us, we'll have a hard conversation because I think we're the right people to carry on your legacy, and we would like to have that conversation." And it opened the doors to this now opportunity that we're now partners in success in this event that now 1+1 is going to equal 100. We're now working on creating an event like no other. Not even what we've done in Momentum Builder and not what Sales Mastery's accomplished in 30 years. Is what we're going to accomplish together. It's going to be phenomenal. And it's what our industry needs right now.
Well,
We
and I
need
want
it.
to emphasize something you just said there for everyone listening, right? Like, and by all means, I don't know anybody else besides aside from Don and Gina who can BHAG something more than you guys. I mean, I think it's amazing what you guys are able to do and accomplish and the risk but the joy and the belief and the purpose and the passion that guides you guys in that, because I was one of those like, dude, guys, I don't know if are you sure you want to continue doing this? Like,
You were.
I just wanted, not as a naysayer, but just as like a friendly neighborhood, friend, and what you guys have accomplished is fucking amazing, right? And the belief and, like I said, the North Star. But something I want to energize what you said. When you do have that BHAG, that goal, it's sometimes it's famous last words like be careful what you wish for. You made that phone call, just that one moment that changed your life by making that phone call. Had you not make that phone call, this may not have happened. Maybe it would, but maybe not. I've certainly
I
had
don't
those
think it would have.
conversations. It's subtle little moments. Like sometimes the biggest opportunities in our lives is just right here, and it's so easy just to brush it away. So everyone in the audience, and just think about that. What is that little thing that maybe that one conversation you want to have? Maybe we got to get over a fear. Maybe we just make that one last call. You guys know that. It's like your last sales call of the day. Sometimes it's your best one. But what is that one goal, that one objective? So just think about that for everybody listening. That real simple just could take you down a path that you don't know. You don't know what door is about to open up what other door. And that's what I love about thinking, down ahead of the year ahead. But before we go eyes forward, I just want to also, Sasha, wow. What a
Right?
difference a year makes.
No changes in her life.
And you don't have to
Oh
commit
no,
here.
I'm an open book at this point. Might as well just go all in. But it's and
So we're
I
getting the
had this.
inside job now.
Yeah, you can go read my book. Although there's going to be a second iteration, it's going to have far more juicy stories in there. Let me tell you. I had a sneaking suspicion you were coming to me next, and I'll share some examples, but I think two things that stand out for me when I look at personal and professional changes this year. For me personally, it was staying true to my values, even when it meant hard decisions had to be made, including selling my home and getting divorced, which was a really hard thing to do. Professionally, it meant don't lose hope and just keep adding value and trust that everything will be okay. I lost my job in January, started my own business for a hot second, and then ended up in another job at the end of the year. I also was hospitalized for the first time in my life with a blood infection and almost died this year. I lost my dad this year. Like, it was one of those years where I felt like Rocky, that just like keep getting hit down, keep getting hit down. But I come back to those two things: stick to your values and keep adding value. And the rest will find its way and it will work itself out. Come January 1, my whole life will be fresh and new, but ready to go, right? Ready to rock. And I think your reflection moment is perfect. We have to, the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield for a reason, but it's still there. So you look back just enough to go, wow, look at how much of a difference a year has made, and to remember all the amazing things. And then you pivot, you turn forward, and you just keep going.
That's right. I love it. And thanks for sharing. Like, you didn't have to be that open. And I know that you're an open person. And look, the strength.
That's the first time I've shared all of that openly on the call.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And look, your strength and your endurance.
Sasha, real quick, is that, and this is just for, as Don used to call me, Mr. Analogy Boy. But you look at, I like to look at planes and the way that they fly, right? And the tens of thousands of planes that are in the air annually, if not hundreds of thousands of planes that are in the air. 100% of them experience turbulence. Very few don't land. And so just know that you'll get through it. Whatever it is, you have the power to get through it. There will be turbulence. I guarantee you, I 100% guarantee that everybody on this call will encounter adversity in 2025. 100% of us will. How we handle it is what makes us different.
My Monday magic this week was just keep swimming.
Little Dory.
Just keep swimming, one stroke at a time. It's
There's power in that. There is power in that statement.
Okay, so here's what I want to energize with that statement too. For again, everybody listening, right? Like, everyone has their thing, right? Sasha, you just happen to have a lot of big things this year, right? Don and Gino, big things, right? I've had my big things in my past,
What has some of the people on this call had, if they want to share?
That's right.
Yeah,
I'd be curious as to what a lot of you have probably
Please.
gotten through some big things. It could be family, it could be children, it could be health, it could be work, it could be all kinds of things. Just curious what others have endured through 2024 and are excited about for 2025.
Right.
Not to steal your thunder, Craig, but I always like to see.
No. I'll please put any engagement in the chat. I mean, that's what makes this powerful. But again, the point I'm trying to, what I want to have everyone feel from this is, again, if our fear lives in the future, well, our confidence lives in the past. Sasha, you've been through some really big things that have culminated in a very short amount of time, right? We've all have our things. And again, big or small, it doesn't matter. Big or small, it does not matter. We don't have to have the big things. Small things add up. So, but the point I want to make in that is, though, we've overcome it, or we are overcoming it. We learn from it. Something happens. We land the plane. Even if we are fucking beat up and dirty and bloodied and, right? At some point, our confidence comes from that as well, because we've been there. And to the point of, we're going to have other challenges. Shift happens. Opportunities change. Success is a choice ahead. Well, we've been there before. We've overcome these challenges before. And these are good things too. I was talking with the client recently. He's like, yeah, I want to bring on more builder business. I got this great builder relationship. It's really putting out fruit. Like, I really love it. I said, that's awesome. That was new for him this last year. I said, when you entered that builder relationship, were you nervous? He's like, oh yeah. Did you have fear? A ton of fear. Didn't know what to say. Didn't know. So I helped him through all of that at the time, got over that. I said, then it's like, be careful what you wish for. Got the builder. I said, and then you were really nervous for that first deal. We can't screw this up. And I said, you were nervous, right? He said, yeah, exactly. We worked through all of that. And now that is a very, very successful builder. He wants to expand more builder relationships. Well, I'm nervous again. Right. But you've been here before. You've overcome this. You knew how to meet the challenge. You have confidence in your systems. You've learned and made some mistakes to then build up and improve other systems. You've removed blind spots, all the things. So that's why this is where you're confident. You don't lose confidence. Sometimes maybe you misplace it. It's in your past. It's in your past. So that's why I want to illustrate as we then enter into, and we're right on the halfway mark of this call. So this is a perfect transition. to now take into step 2. Now let's put our eyes forward.
Craig, just for a moment,
Please.
I want to honor a comment that came through. And perhaps we can even dedicate this session for what that's worth, Dustin, for the loss of your daughter. I'm so sorry. That's something that no parent should ever have to endure. And there are no words. I have struggled to have kids of my own. It has not worked for me. And it's been a hard thing. It's part of, not gonna lie, why I'm moving in the direction I am and why I'm sticking to my values. But lots of love to you, and thank you for sharing that, my friend.
So sorry.
Whew.
I'm just reading that right now. Yeah.
And you know, and I commend you for having the courage. That's something it's a word we've got to really hone in on. I personally love that word, and I don't think we use it enough. You know, some of these things that we do every day take courage, right? Defending our family and just sharing with us. And it makes me feel really good that we created a safe place, Dustin, where you felt safe sharing that. So thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll say this to tag on to what you were mentioning, Craig, and it goes hand in hand. And hopefully there are ways, Dustin, when you get through some of the grieving, to honor her life in a legacy format. But a nonprofit I ran in a previous lifetime, not too long ago, one of our taglines was, "We all have a story. The difference is how you live it." And to your point, Craig, like, we're all going to have adversities every year. Some years are going to be worse than others, unfortunately, but we have a choice on how we move forward and how we live that story. And I think that's where the power is. And I'm sure her legacy will live on, Dustin, and you and others. And I know you will make the most of that when you're ready. But yeah, I think that's something we can all hold on to.
And I mean, Dustin, my heart is with you, brother. I have no words.
Yeah.
And not everything, there's not always the pure inspiration from this. So my heart is with you, man.
Sometimes words aren't required.
Yeah. And I have a 14-year-old daughter, and this, yeah.
Like the Pooh and Piglet, where Piglet sits down next to Pooh after he's had a hard day.
Yeah.
And Pooh's like, "Why are you just sitting with me and like not saying anything?" And Piglet's like, "Sometimes you just need someone to sit with you." Right?
Yeah, I know that quote. It's something like, the way they frame that is like, I'm just here with you type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we're just sitting with you today, Dustin.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting, guys, is that we didn't plan this, but this became a very human call.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This became a call about winning and losing and adversity and challenges. And that's just real life, right? And not everything is sales and tactics and strategy and business plans. And
right.
Sometimes you just got to throw that crap out the window and say, you know what? I just want to be a human today.
Yeah.
I want to be me.
I like that we're sharing that. Hey, we all go through stuff, and then we have it's nice. We have a fresh start coming up and stuff, and we all had challenges. So like, I wanted to share, Gino knows this, and those who's followed my head, this was just, to go from this to
I forgot about that, Don.
Yeah, that was me while I went through my challenge to go race the Vet World Motocross Championship, and I was in a hospital bed with a neck brace on, wondering if I broke my neck or back.
What I don't understand is how, like, a week later, Don shows up to a call and he looks like nothing ever happened.
I've never seen that picture, by the way. Totally. And I'm on calls
and you're like,
every week.
But you were just like dead in a bed and now you're here. Like, how did that?
I got lucky though. I got lucky that wasn't worse. I had to go get $100,000 worth of, exams and all that type of stuff. But then this is the picture afterwards, after finishing and completing. Gino was there and stuff, completing.
Got a good wife there, Dawn.
Yes, she supported this to this.
Yeah.
Believe me, because she's like, that's it, you're done.
Christy's a saint.
Yeah,
well, and by the
Christy.
way, Dawn, congratulations. I mean, you are top in the world.
Ooh, let's talk about the youngins. Remind me the stat.
Well, I raced. My goal, just so those don't know, a lot of you do, but my goal was I put a challenge because we had so much going on. I wanted something to kind of distract me and give me something to focus on, and I wanted to try to get top 10 in the world in anybody racing professional motocross over the age of 60. And so I trained for 6 months and prepared accordingly, and I got 7th in the world championships in the 60 class. And then, yes, I raced the 50-year-olds. My 125, I got 8th in the world against the per se kids. So yeah, accomplished my goal, and it was pretty cool to be top 10 in the world in anything is an accomplishment, and it was nice to have all the support to get there and stuff. So
when you can say in the world in any sentence of any caliber of what you're doing is pretty amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
And I almost didn't post that picture during my journey of me being in the hospital because I'm like, I'm not posting that because everybody's going to tell me to quit racing motocross at my age. I'm too old for it. And Gino's like, that's not fair. That's part of your journey.
That's part of your journey. That's right.
That you had to overcome being stuck in a hospital and seeing how you're going to overcome that and still make it to your goal. And
so
believe me, it wasn't easy.
So again, I'm just going to say, wow, what a difference a year makes.
Right?
Okay, so let's pivot forward now. Let's put our eyes forward into the new year. So we all know that, look, New Year's resolutions don't really work, right? And all a New Year's resolution is just a goal, a result of something. So what are those somethings you need to do to get the result you want, right? So there's a different approach of how I enter a new year. And this is what I share with others, right? And for everybody out there, I just put my first newsletter out in the world. If you saw it on LinkedIn, I wrote an article to this. So instead, what I ask everybody is, what is your theme for the year? What is your one word? It doesn't have to be one word. I'm going to put one word in quotes. But what is your theme for the year? And this is why that matters. Because what we're doing is when you start thinking about it in the form of like, what's your theme for the year? What you're doing is you're sharpening your mindset lens. You're creating that clarity and that focus, and everything's going to start getting pulled into that theme. You're going to reduce decision fatigue, right? You don't have to muscle through everything. It's going to be more about like you're just in a flow state toward that theme. Your decisions are going to be aligned into that. And for those that, I brought up, when I had cancer and then 6 weeks later, I lost my job. This was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So that for me, again, big example, my theme became, okay, I need to shift. And everything I did, which is why I have the stickers, make shift happen, right? Everything I did went through that lens of, okay. So I stood up, I planted my flag, I reinvented myself, and that's when I started my coaching and consulting company a year and a half ago. It's only 18 months ago. That's Sasha. That was like literally 5 days in when I met you, right? That was the joke. I've been a coach for 5 days,
I remember that.
That's why I was saying that. I'm like,
you're in Phoenix.
But you want to dig into that for a minute, Craig, because I know that was a moment, that was something where you had tremendous fear about taking this endeavor on. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there was so many of us in your life at the time that said, you should do it. That's your calling. That's the right place for you. So rely on your network, right? Test things. Like Bill Dallas used to say crazy shit all the time. And then I realized
that's crazy shit.
Yeah, used to.
Well, but the one thing I realized about it is he's trying to see how people feel about this concept and idea.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where my microphone is, Don.
Oh, okay. I was saying, move the Santa.
It looks like you have your Santa like this. You're just
I know, like he's hugging it.
Just hold him. Just hold him. Right?
It's my whoopee.
Are you gonna make him talk?
But you just rely,
the other thing
rely on your network is like a tip there is like when you're in doubt and when you have fear, lean on your network.
And the other thing you did there, though, which is great advice, is you put a stake in the ground even though you were scared. You were like, I am a coach. Yeah, it's been 5 days, but so what? Here I am. And you owned it. And you could like tell that you're just like, oh, fucking shit. What did I just say? I did?
Be careful what you wish for.
But you owned it. And I think when we say, again, that manifestation, that if we go into the new year, and I would love to share my word because I have a fun story around that, but you go into the new year with the mindset of manifesting, the energy of I'm going to get after it. It's going to happen. The word, whatever that mantra is for you, then it will. And then it's just a matter of just keep swimming and let it happen and it'll unfold in the background. But if your mindset is there, like there's your compass pointing in the right direction and off you go.
That's exactly it. And what I did then, if we're using this as the example, I planted my flag, I reinvented myself. I established my future identity.
Yep.
Nobody knew that of me yet. By the way, yet, very, very powerful word in the English language. Yet. It's your bridge between a fixed and a growth mindset. But in that moment, I established myself. I created my future identity and I just stepped into it. So this is part of everything you just said, Sasha. That's exactly aligned to. So think about what your theme of the year is, because you're establishing, it could be a future identity or just aligning your identity, which then influences your belief system, which then influences your behaviors, which then influences your actions.
So Craig, what you just stated, I just saw Elena Cardone speak in San Diego at the ADTV summit. And that's exactly how she described that her and Grant do their life planning. They live like the person they expect to be, not like the person they are today. Right. And that's what you did. But, you know, I think it's important to say you had the skills to be a coach the whole time. You had already been coaching people. You already had all the muscles. All you had to do is decide to go lift.
Right. Step into it. Right. Yeah. So, and again, I'm just gonna thank God I did that 18 months ago. Thank God I made that decision 18 months ago. Thank God that I got over that fear obstacle. And there's ways that we get over that. Right. And so establishing your theme is just one way to help you align. Because now we got 2025 ahead. Who knows what's about to happen? Rates aren't looking very good right now, right? We may not get the rate relief we're hoping for, or maybe we do. Who knows? But stop relying on any external influences. So here's my question for the group. And everybody, this is really where I want you guys to interact. Think about this. Start noodling this. We have our downtime in the holidays. It's New Year's. What is your theme for the year? Sasha, you mentioned you had a word. I'd love to hear it.
I do. So I was with a colleague a couple weeks ago, and she said, I feel like you need a word after the year you've had. And this is going to get probably more girly because I don't know how many guys have watched Eat, Pray, Love or read the book. But
I've watched it. It's a really good movie.
Good.
He's
I know
sharing
more,
that he does.
I know more of you like
rom-coms.
rom-coms than you're going to admit. Come on.
Craig, you're a little,
I watch rom-coms every week with my wife.
I got a wife and daughter.
Stick with me for a minute.
I gotta watch bloody stuff. My wife likes to watch people getting killed on TV.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a separate conversation about what that means.
Yeah, don't piss her off.
Right? I'm like,
Dexter or Living Dead or whatever, all that.
I like Dexter. That was pretty cool.
okay, so in the movie, there's a scene where Julia Roberts is sitting at a table with a bunch of people in Italy, and they're talking about different words that represent different cities. And then they say, "What's your word?" And she can't come up with one. And at the very end of the movie, she's facing all these fears. She went through a divorce. You know, she's found somebody else that she wants to be with, but she's struggling to like take that step. And less representative for me on the personal side, more just like the general theme of this. But her word ends up being Attraversiamo, which in Italian means let's cross over. And when I thought of it, I was like, oh my God, that's perfect for me, because I'm at this point where like so much has happened this year and I don't want to take it with me into 2025.
I love that.
No, everybody's going yes, and I've seen some comments, and
Right?
please give a thumbs up or yeah, because I've seen who was it? I think it was someone else here said the same thing. Hey, let's move on. Basically.
Yes. And so it's like, I want that bridge
Martin.
to be like, I'm leaving that emotional baggage back there. Am I ever, I mean, gosh, Dustin, are you ever going to fully grieve? No. Am I going to ever fully grieve my dad whose wedding ring is around my neck? No. I can't, there are certain things I won't be able to just eliminate. I can't change the past, but I can leave the emotional baggage behind so that I have so much more space in 2025 to invite the things in that serve me, because what no longer serves me is staying the F in 2024. So my word is attraversiamo. I'm crossing over. I'm leaving that shit behind.
Fuck yeah,
Nice.
Sasha. Fuck
Boom.
yeah.
That's a technical term Craig just used. That's a coaching term, isn't
it? It is. It's on one of my slides in the keynotes I give. Yeah. Yeah. Sasha, I mean, that's so powerful. Like, I love that. Right. And like, that's your whole lens, your approach to life. Everything is going to get oriented through that. So you're not even making a decision whether you need to let something go or how you move forward. You're just going to be doing it. And then next year at this time when we have this call, and I'm going to say, Sasha, wow, what a difference a year makes. You're just going to be like, fucking awesome. I love hearing that. And there's so much power in that. And that's your story right now. right?
I
Everybody
love
else
the
has.
theme idea though, Craig, where you can put together your word and your theme. That's like we have to do that for our business. You're helping us with our, mission, values, and all that. It's really our theme of our company, which Sasha helps us with the marketing, keeping us in our lanes because I want to go everywhere. And Gino gives his freaking 2 cents, the peanut gallery, and Sasha goes, no. And Craig goes, no, you guys got to stay in your lanes and would stay with what our goals are and our function. And I love the idea of having a theme to kind of go back to whenever you need to throughout the year, because God knows our industry is dynamic and challenging and changes all the time. But I don't know. I'm pretty excited about the new year.
We have a theme for sales mastery. It's called Beyond Boundaries.
Right.
So
I got one.
So it's like, think
I
about
love all these in the chat though, because there's so much differentiation, and it just goes to your point, Craig. Like our stories are all different, and where we're at in our lives require different things, right? Katrina's saying calm, and I can't remember who Eric was saying charge forward, but in Latin, I think, impetus
I like
fair.
the Latin version.
So, I mean, it's like some people are in that mode where you're like, okay, it's time to just go conquer the world. And others are like, I need to take a break and take a step back, and that's okay.
But actually, and Sasha, that's a good point too, because as I'm doing this throughout my mastermind groups I lead, my coaching clients, and just this general conversation, social media, et cetera, there's common threads. There's common threads in a lot of people's themes, which gives you a good sense of where generally people are at and different. I get a lot of believe in myself, believe in my values. I hear a lot of that. I'm hearing a lot of consistency. Multiple people have said consistency, 1% better, system oriented. I'm getting a lot of, that sort of frame. I'm getting a lot of no fear, remove fear, kind of goes back to believe, right? I'm getting a lot of, and hey, thrive in 25, because if it rhymes, it works. We know that. So a lot of thrive. There's so I'm getting a lot, like there's common threads. A lot of people are saying intentionality. I'm getting a lot of intentionality from people, purposeful was one of my clients yesterday said that.
Look at Eric. First 3.5 months in the business, first loan in the pipeline. What a wonderful thing.
Nice.
Yeah. What a great moment. 20 years from now, you'll look back on that moment, or 37 for Don, 22 for me. You'll look back on that moment and you'll say, oh man, I remember that first loan. So congratulations on joining the industry.
Elevation, Martin. I love that, dude.
Welcome
Elevating
to a lifetime of gray hair and bald spots.
Yeah, thanks, Troy.
He's Troy.
And if you're to look at the three guys on this call, you go, well, that's going to happen.
That's 23 years in mortgage. Maybe I'll start growing my hair back now that I'm doing this.
Hey, you guys are the only one that makes me feel good. At 37 years, I have a little more hair than both of you guys.
You a-hole.
Like Gino, we always says, hey, I'm not going to wait as long as you to figure this shit out.
So good.
So I want to express one thing that I'm hearing when I talk to people, because I think this is important. General consensus is confidence, where I think going into 2024, and maybe it was the election, maybe it wasn't, generally going into 2024, the general consensus was uncertainty. There was inflation, there was fear, there was all these pressures, there was all this stuff and this noise and wars in the Ukraine and all these things. And those things, it's not like they've changed, they're not necessarily like gone away, but for whatever reason, we've accepted those as the new normal. And when I talk to people, and look, it's referenced in the stock market, other than yesterday when the Fed spooked everybody, but it's referenced in the stock market and cryptocurrency. And when I'm talking to people feel confident about 2025. And so confidence breeds confidence. And if we all walk into 2025 with confidence and we share that confidence with each other, everybody have a great year.
The only question I had, and I put in the chat, is because Gina and I lead a team. We have our coach sitting here with us, Mr. Craig. Sasha keeps us in line as well. Is the hard thing is we have very good intentions and excitement for the new year. But the one thing that, Craig, you help us with on a regular basis is that's all good and great for what you want to accomplish with Momentum Builder and Sales Mastery or your mortgage team. Let's get down to specifics. Let's get down to tactics and a plan of how you can actually accomplish it. Because what you've helped me with, both of you two, Sasha and Craig, in the fact that you give me direction, meaning here's a plan. it makes me really comfortable. Greg knows my only stress is overwhelmedness. I can handle stress all day long as Gino can. The only thing him and I can't handle is being overwhelmed. And that's very difficult. And you two helping corral me and putting a plan together and tactics and strategies and how and when relieves my pressure, relieves my stress, and allows me to actually accomplish those things. And what we've accomplished in the last 3 months is incredible compared to the prior 6 years. We've accomplished more in 3 months together than Gio and I did in 6 years, just being fully open, because now we know we have to. We have to create from a momentum building being a passion project into a company.
But
So I
what
thank
you
you
and
both
Gino
for
have
that.
built over the last 6 years is only what allowed Sasha and I and other people, everybody else, Sonia and Katie and Katrina and all the think tank members, everybody here. That is what allowed us to then help you take this to the next level.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I want to define overwhelmed because the overwhelmed is a feeling, right? You feel it. It's physical, right? And so it's actually a hormonal problem that's happening. Your brain's releasing shit into your blood that's messing you up. And for me, and this might be different for everybody else, for me, it's when I'm doing everything I can. I'm putting in every ounce of my energy that I have, and it's not good enough.
Not yielding the results. Does that sound familiar to anybody this year?
And I'm still disappointing someone, right? So when you disappoint other people, that's when you feel overwhelmed.
100%.
Well, and I think that's an
Well said,
interesting thing. I mean, and again, here's a rabbit hole. We don't have to go down it, but overwhelmed can mean different things to different people.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, but
And so Craig, you helped me with this, and the what helped me get less overwhelmed is the difference between important and urgent, and the ability to take things out of this very busy brain and put them in your famous parking lot. Craig, if you could trademark one thing of your coaching, it's that
parking lot.
That damn
parking lot.
I love the parking lot.
It's a hell of a bacon bit.
The parking lot.
It's a great bacon bit.
I think that might be the name of my book I'm going to write this year. Is called Bacon Bits. What do you guys think about that?
I love it.
Like it.
I love it.
That's so my theme is 10x.
Packaged with bacon though, because I need to eat the bacon.
I've been looking for scratch and sniff bacon stickers, but I haven't found it yet.
No.
I told you should do that. I think it'd be hilarious.
I want real bacon.
I want real bacon. Yeah. We should open up our own line. Gino, we should get in the bacon business, brother.
Put it in the parking lot. Put it in the parking lot. Yes.
On the parking
put it in
lot.
the parking lot.
It's in. Done.
Hey, Troy, by the way, you can't leave it in the parking lot. You have to actually go to work.
Right. That's when you get parking
You can't
tickets.
leave it in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Troy, you do have to leave the handicap spot. That was funny, Eric.
That's right.
I'll remove the placard.
Bacon
It's funny.
candle.
I just had a friend get busted at the mall because he used an old placard. He thought, oh, I'll just get away and park in the handicap. And one, I'm like, that's messed up because people probably need that spot. And sure enough, he got a ticket.
It's so funny.
Yep. And he's a cop. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you'll get out of it. He goes, no, we use our bullets when we need them.
Literally,
That's right.
and figuratively.
Literally.
Yeah. So
Well,
you
guys,
guys can see. Yeah, good.
Let's we're actually, this has been a really great call and it's gone really quick. So do we have anything that we want to share like in the last few minutes to make sure that people understand? We're going to take a couple of weeks off. So this is our last big hoorah call before the next year. No?
Go ahead.
Share anything?
No. Who's first? I mean, Craig, how do you think we should close this out so people can think of an action plan to prepare for 2025 is what I would say, because you're helping us, both you guys, all of you on this call are helping me with my action plan daily. But what would you suggest so that people feel very confident that they can actually accomplish their theme or their goals in 2025 versus being excited? We see them, Gino and I go to the gym regularly. We see them January through February. We can't get a parking spot. By February, we can go find a parking spot all we want. So how do we keep that momentum and actually accomplish our goals?
All right. So here's what I want you guys to do. So we got 2 weeks here. Okay. I want you to spend time, friend, your spouses, a loved one. Maybe it's getting coffee with your referral partner, just somebody, and ask these questions, have this discussion, reflect on the year. Wow, what a difference a year makes. And then especially as we're approaching, right now, we're kind of in that mode, but like come New Year's Day, like, we're always, okay, what do I want to do this year? I just want you to think about what is your theme for the year. And then I want you to get everything out of your head and onto paper. Does not have to be neat. Does not have to be a goal. Does not have to be near. Use the parking lot. Just brain dump. Your brain is like a bucket full of water. We've got to lower that water line so we can make room for new creativity. If it's always tapped out at the top, we're not letting new information in. So that's why this theme really works. So I don't want you guys to do a lot of work over the next 2 weeks. I just want you guys to just just roll the shoulders a little bit, go for a walk, spend a little time. And this is a really powerful conversation, by the way, to have with your referral partners. It's a reason to call, hey, let's go get coffee. Let's go talk about our year. Share. It's going to create accountability. And you're going to come up with the right ideas, right? And look, Troy asked if I do pro bono work. All the time I do coaching.
You're doing it right now.
To help. Yeah. If any of you guys want to reach out to me, I'd be happy to do a coffee with you guys.
You do it on LinkedIn
virtual
every
coffee.
day almost, dude.
Yeah.
You're a giver. It's amazing when you have a giving heart. One of the things that Todd taught us, and he does this really well, is the speakers that we choose and the people that he has on his Fuel app. Only thing that's required of them, the main thing is a heart to serve. And if you have a heart to serve, it's amazing how your life changes. And that's what, our goals. That's why you guys became part of Momentum Builder. Hey, how's that paycheck coming along for you guys, by the way?
Probably the same as a lot of other loan officers in the business right now.
Right.
Well, and Gino, why don't talk a little bit about ROE, right? And how are you looking through the year tell everybody what ROE means to you.
Yeah, so I don't remember how we discovered this, but we were in a call and we said, well, there's no return on energy. And so ROE became like something in our lingo now for the last 60 days or 45 days, because it's a measuring stick. I'm putting my energy into this. Am I getting back the energy in return that I expect? If not, is it me or is it this thing, whatever it is, right? Whether you're coaching someone, because look, as a coach, I know, Craig, you're not just going to coach someone that you hate just because they pay you. It has to be good return on energy. And look, I see this in personal training, and I feel terrible for all the personal trainers that I never got skinny for. We all tried really hard, but I just didn't follow directions.
Yeah.
But return on energy is something that helps you measure whether first of all, is this worth my energy? Because if you focus, you only have so much of it, right? They only say we all have the same amount of time. It's just how we choose to use it that's important. So return on energy is how you can measure that. Am I getting the return on energy I expect from this interaction, whether it's with a friend, a loved one, a kid, a spouse, a job, a goal, whatever it is? It's just a good measuring stick. And then my one thing I want to leave everybody with, because look, I've struggled with weight all my life, and the only way to fix it is to commit. So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in 2025, are you truly committed to it? Not kind of committed to it, not I put it on paper, not I think I want to do this. No, even if you only choose one thing to commit to, commit to that one thing 100%, no matter what it takes, at least for a whole year. Because good things don't happen fast.
Delayed gratification. Woo! That's a rough one. I did some content on that a couple of weeks ago. Delayed gratification. It's a key trait for successful people. They know how to deal with delayed gratification.
Howard Schultz didn't become Starbucks overnight. It happened over 20 years. Right. Most of us, Don and I became probably the best part of our radio show career was in our last year, and it was year 10. So now Sales Mastery, this new chapter, didn't happen till year 7. So whatever it is, if you believe in it, commit to it.
Belief. And again, I don't want to wait 7 years. So here's what you do on day 1 of January 1. What's your theme for the year? And that'll tee everything up for you.
Woohoo! Well, that is a great way to close this out. Thank you, Craig, for leading the charge, and Sasha being just an integral part of Momentum Builder and what we're going to accomplish. We could not be more excited than what we have coming up for 2025 and Sales Mastery in October 14th through the 17th in Dallas. Mark our words, between us and Todd Duncan, it is going to be the most incredibly impactful experience, not just an event, but a true experience. From the day we're working on this, the day you register, you're going to get the entire year of impact leading up to the event. Nobody does that. And you're going to get an implementation playbook from every speaker at the event. It's going to be something amazing. We're looking forward to Sales Mastery 2025. In fact, Gino, just so you know, I'm about to sign the contract for 26. That's how confident we are in it. I knew that was coming.
Okay.
It's called commitment. I could have sworn that was.
I wasn't talking to you, damn it.
The one thing, Gino, you didn't realize that was it?
Did we have a special, Sonia? I know we had, just for those who are on the call that want to commit now.
Troy wanted
had,
her baby.
Ah, very cute. Here's our special, because it's our last call of the year, and we'll resume, of course, in January. But we have a special for anyone on this call. It's our holiday special, and it's just for you. Plus, you get a limited edition gift, limited edition 2025 Sales Mastery gift coming your way.
And
for anybody that signs up today. Are you ready to go? All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a happy holiday. Ooh, Beyond, look at that.
That's a
logo.
good looking logo, by the way.
Isn't that badass? Woo! Yeah,
Really like
Beyond
that.
Boundaries in 2025. What a good way to close us out. Happy holidays. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. Love you, Sasha, Craig. And of course, you too, Gino.
Yeah.
Love you guys.